Today is the birthday of the church. It's Pentecost Sunday. It is the day when we remember our origins, where we come from. We remember this day that Christianities were birthed by a Holy Mother Spirit of fiery tongues. From the very beginning, there have been Christianities. Multiple embodiments, multiple communities, multiple movements, multiple abilities, multiple understandings, multiple languages. No lingua franca in Christianity, not one tongue, not two tongues, but tongues plural, polytongues. Like flames of a fire blown by the wind, the Christianities given birth this day so long ago were spread not in spite of difference, but because of their difference. Christianities were born then and born again and are being born again this day because of diverse articulations, diverse translations, diverse incarnations, continued diverse revelations. Our book was comprised of multiple languages, Hebrew, Greek, and Aramaic. Our Christ was both human and divine, a Jew living in Palestine. Jesus' teachings revealed both liberal and conservative understandings of the Hebrew scriptures of his day. Paul, who never met Jesus, preached a gospel that was for Jews and Gentiles. Our disciples were male and female, rich and working class. There's never been a Christianity. We've never been a monolith. But we sure do have a one problem. The problem of one. Starting around the time of Constantine, when a certain faction of our tradition got in bed with the empire, people in power began realizing that it's a lot easier to control everyday folks when you invent this thing called orthodoxy. Ortho, meaning right or correct. Doxy, meaning doctrine, literally meaning thinking or teaching. Orthodoxy, the right way to think, or the correct teaching. So what was a bunch of movements adhering to various sources of authority, what was a pluralistic population full of passionate followers of every kind, became an orthodox religion. And reduction and conformity became the name of the game. Over 60 Gospels depicting various understandings of Jesus that revealed diverse images of God were reduced to a canon that included 4. Over 45 epistles that depicted many kinds of relationships between many kinds of communities and believers were reduced to a canon that included 21. One man was elected to preside over the one true church. One man was deemed worthy to interpret the one book deemed worthy to be read, and that one book was to be read in one language deemed worthy to be read by that one man. And all of a sudden, instead of multiplicity, we've got singularity. Instead of polydoxy, we've got orthodoxy. But no matter how those in power have tried to consolidate Christianities into a religion of one, the God of Pentecost has managed to pry herself loose. Besides, they didn't get rid of all the diversity. You can't kill truth, and truth is multiple. We've still got 4 very different gospels and a Christ that is still fully human and fully divine, all up in your flesh and your spirit, as diverse as the people sitting in this room. They didn't kill the divine difference in and of our tradition, but they have been trying ever since. That's why we've got all this hijackery and oppressive hateration in our ranks, talking about there's one way to be Christian and one way to worship God and one way to be married and one way to create family. It's true, we've got a one problem, and it's nonsense. So let us remember this morning. Let us remember this day that we were born through difference, because of difference, and we are splendid in our difference. It is not a hindrance, it's a strength. Instead of trying to reduce that difference or trying to conform to some sameness that doesn't even exist in the first place. Let us celebrate our divine birth and birthing still by listening to different tongues in our own midst, in our own community this day.